To everybody who's been liking the videos so far, we thank y'all. You guys liking the videos has kind of helped us start to grow the channel even more, so we appreciate it. To those who have not, please, we ask you, hit the like button before you even watch this video. It helps us grow the channel, helps people learn about us, and allows us to make more great content like this. So that's all we got. Thank you for helping us grow this channel. Hit the like button right now, and on with the show. Super duty tough work. The most infamous podcast on planet Earth. I can't talk this morning. Illogic, how you doing today, sir?
I'm good now.
Yeah. Good morning. We had a late start today. Illogic had a long night last night. This man
definitely did.
This man has a gift. He was blessed with the ability to be able to sleep until 11:30 on any given day.
Yeah.
Despite having a regular job, you know.
This is true.
On command, this man can sleep until noon if he really wants to.
Yes.
I envy this man. I'm hating. You heard it. I'm hating. But yeah, we here, folks. We here. You know, Illogic had his which we'll talk about, which is one of his goals.
Yeah.
And today, you know, as we've been talking about on the social medias, is the day we record the episode for our 90 days of discipline. It's the 90 days of discipline results show. Y'all fucking know. And what we gonna do is we're gonna go through our list and break down what we did, you know, what we succeeded at, what we failed at, and then we're gonna play some calls from our peoples who called in, from you, the listener of the show. And you know, we do this show. Well, we've done this maybe every 6 months since we started doing them. 1-6, we had like a regular, we had a 30-day or 60-day. Then we had like a fitness challenge.
Yeah, we have fitness challenge.
Yeah, and so this is the 90-day. This might be the longest one.
Yeah,
you know,
I think so.
And so you know, we just try to encourage people to join us on this journey for self-improvement. However, and you know, we don't want y'all to take on nothing crazy, but we do think that there's things you can get done within, you know, 30, 60, 90 days. And that getting these things done can change the trajectory of your year, you know, and therefore your life. You know what I'm saying? Just one little challenge at a time. And sometimes you don't know what you can do until you challenge yourself. So, you know, this episode, we're going to talk about our results. We're going to play your calls, and it's going to be dope. And so we'll take a break and we'll be right back. We got you stuck off the realness, the most infamous, you heard of us. Official podcast murderers, the show comes equipped with viewpoints to share. Grown man ideas for all those who care and want to grow, so go ahead and download. Every single week with a brand new episode. You're not alone in this world, cousin, so we share information and honest discussion and keep repping the culture like we supposed to. They spread gossip, but they never come close to. I can hear it inside their tone. They talk about the industry but never left their home. You get laced up with bullet points and such, plus empowering topics that they never would touch. You can put your whole network against the team, but Super Duty Tough Work's the MVP. Most valuable podcast on MP3. Priceless info, but all of it's free. So take these words home and think them through. Super Duty Tough Work is coming at you. You are now listening to Super Duty Tough Work with your host, Blueprint. Raw and uncut. Adult conversations. No shucking, no jiving, and no bullshit.
Yo, Prince, Illogic, what's going on? My name's Ricardo Tejeda, owner and operator of Show and Tell Creative, based out of Asheville, North Carolina. Just wanted to call in, give y'all an update on the 90 Days of Discipline Challenge. Didn't really have too many specifics in mind, except for growing my business and trying to get higher paying clients, and I did that. Got 2 of my largest invoices ever as a business owner. Really good, big projects. Actually finishing one up as we speak and packaging the job to send to the client. And the other one is a really big catalog design that is going to take a few months to complete. It's a really big study that I'm helping organizations design. Getting a lot of love here in Asheville locally, having people do features on me. And this Saturday on the 1st, while y'all are recording probably, I'm going to be a guest speaker at AIGA Asheville's first annual Asheville Design Weekend. I'll be giving a presentation highlighting my career in graphic design from its inception all the way to now. Definitely love what y'all are doing for the people. Definitely rock with y'all. Y'all are actually my favorite podcast, and got me into listening to podcasts, honestly. So yeah, man, keep on doing what y'all are doing. Much love. Stay warm in those Ohio winters, man. Peace.
Yes, indeed.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, shout out to Ricardo Tejeda. We appreciate the call, brother. Sounds like he killed that shit.
Yeah, it sounds like he's doing big things. As we speak, he's doing big things.
Yeah. He's speaking to the people about his career in graphic design. Yo, that's the kind of thing that inspires us to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because me and Illogic would be having these conversations anyway. You know what I mean? Just two friends.
Right.
Like, so we don't have to record them.
Yeah, it just happens that we record them, but we talk about this stuff.
Yeah. And so it's dope, man. You know, congratulations, brother, on your success. You know, now Illogic and Blueprint. You know, let's talk about how we did. I'll start with the easiest one. The easiest one that I had was the vacation goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that. That was July. I took like a week off work. It was basically 2 whole weekends and a whole week. So it was like 10 days. And man, I took time off. I drove to Alabama. Then I drove to Florida, saw friends there. Then drove back to Pensacola, saw my family there. Then back to Alabama. Then drove back to Ohio. All this in like a week.
Mm-hmm.
Felt great, man. Felt fucking great. Thing about vacations, you don't really, like, you know you need them, but then it really hits you when you taking them.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, I needed this.
Yeah, I just started since I started my new job, I hadn't taken any vacation. And I just started my first vacation yesterday. So I'm off until next Tuesday.
Oh, so you feeling good.
I got a whole week. You know, I got a lot of work to do for my record and stuff, but the fact that I don't have to like wake up at, 7 in the morning and clock in, you know what I mean?
It's a great feeling, man. It's a great feeling. Yeah. I was the same boat. I hadn't taken a single vacation day this year, since I've been working. And it felt weird at first.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, you really ain't work. But then it was like, oh shit, it all worked out. And so like that was hard for me to kind of commit to doing, but I'm so glad I did it, because now it's like, since I've been back, I've had like a lot more just like energy and perspective, and like it makes my plan kind of hit home more, like what I want to be building towards. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was the easiest one I did. I got that done in July, so probably 60 days into the joint, I did it. So I'm happy on that front. That was my first one. What was yours?
My first one was scheduling my listening party.
The easiest one on your list too. Yeah.
Easiest one on my list. All I had to do was make a phone call to the homie. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Shout out Cario. Shout out Zero Star.
Yes, sir.
And Adelis.
Yes, sir.
Had the listening party last night. Hence the sleeping till noon today.
Yeah.
But it was a good time. Cats that was there really dug the record.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? And man, it was fun times. Couple cats I ain't seen in a while. Like Frank. Yeah. Frank showed up,
nice.
Flip.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Showed up. I hadn't seen him in a minute. Cat from work came.
Nice.
That, since I'm working from home.
Yeah.
I'll never get to meet nobody, and this is a new job. So I ain't met nobody from work. And one of my homies from work came, him and his girl.
Nice.
It was just a good time, man.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. And and the reason he can do this is because Illogic finished the record.
Yeah.
And set his release date.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so like that was a big part of your thing too. But this was you kind of had to do this to really, really commit.
Right.
Like you can't have no release parties and go back. Ain't no turning back.
Yeah, no turning back at all. Like, and I think honestly, like planning this listening party really made me like get on the whole planning of the campaign for the record.
Yeah.
Really getting, into the nitty gritty of that whole thing too.
Nice. Hell yeah. Well, that's dope. Yeah. So like those were our easy joints. You know what I'm saying? So we have the other two we had were more difficult. And yeah, so we're gonna take a break and we're come back and talk about those because those ain't quite as robust as these.
Right,
this
right,
first one.
right.
So yeah, we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Word.
This is your weekly reminder that we have 2 books that you, as a listener or watcher of this podcast, need to absolutely own. The first is The 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop Artists, and the second is The Social Media Cheat Code. Both of these books were released within the last year. The 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop Artists is a book where I go through the stories and explain the traits that are behind the success of some of the biggest names in hip hop today. The book has got nothing but amazing feedback. And if you are an artist, business person, whatever you do, if you would like to be inspired and would like to learn more about hip hop along the way and also see some reinforcement of the concepts that we talk about on this podcast, The 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop is for you. Second book is The Social Media Cheat Code. That is for everyone who listens to this podcast who does not consider themselves an expert or really good at social media. It's not for super experienced people. It's actually for people who are on social media but are not getting the results you need. So what we did is I broke down like 12 or 13 strategies that I use all the time that actually work really well for me. I put it into book. I gave you examples and I tell you how to implement it. That's a book you absolutely need as a listener to this podcast, watcher of this podcast. If you're on YouTube, supporting these books actually goes a long way towards supporting the podcast. So to support the show, if you like what we do, obviously we don't necessarily get paid to do this shit. So support the products and services that we create. And these 2 books are a big part of that. We appreciate your support, and back to the show.
Super duty, tough work. What up? This is Frank Mason, music producer. So basically started, moved cross country. I had to break down, set everything back up. You know how much of a pain that is. Finalized, mixed and mastered hell instrumentals that I've been meaning to get ready. So from there, I uploaded and scheduled the release of a few projects. And this first wave came just in time, too, for the end of the 90-day challenge because the first single dropped today. So, yeah, thank you, fellas. Keep doing your thing. Peace.
Word.
Shout out to Frank Mason Music out there. We appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the call. Yeah, man. So he was on his musical tip.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Sending them release dates. Uploading them albums.
Yeah. Sometimes, man, like you need somebody to push you to do that shit. Like it seems easy to do. You know, all you gotta do is set a release date. All you gotta do is upload the record. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that simple. Because when you set that release date, like you have a responsibility at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like you put in some pressure on yourself to make sure that you meet that goal, to make sure that all of your merch is ready, to make sure everything is in line. Like it's a lot when you set a release date or you set a goal for a show or something. Like it's a lot that goes into that. And it's a lot of commitment that goes into that a lot of people, I don't think, even, think about.
Facts. Especially if you want to do it right.
Right. If you want to do it right.
Because, anybody can just put out some bullshit and walk away, set the release date, walk away and not care.
Right.
But, if you're a listener to this podcast, you're probably not that kind of person.
Right.
You listen.
Right. You're probably not just throwing it up on DistroKid and calling it a day, Right.
Wipe your hands and walk away. We not those kind of people over here. And so for us, it's like we put in so much work on the art that it feels like you're doing the art of injustice if you don't really put it out with the proper plan and be thorough with it. So like, yeah, it means a lot, and you're in that stage now, and I'm going to spend the rest of this year probably trying to get there to prepare for next year. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something to take on. And then it was crazy. The longer it's been since you put something out, the more pressure it is.
Yeah, harder it is to even like to do it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like the harder it is to get yourself in that mode. Like, okay, it's campaign mode. It's,
Mhm.
because the art is done. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like the music is done, all of that. The fun part is done.
Yeah.
Now it's building the content. Now it's having ideas for the campaign. Now, all of that extra stuff. So, when the fun part is over, it's hard to commit to that unfun promotional part.
It's so true. Yeah, it's so true. So yeah, so the first, on this episode, we talking about the joints we actually did well first. And we gonna end
wins.
Yeah, the wins. We gonna end with the losses. Just so those of you at home don't get it fucked up. This 90-day challenge did not go, without, a hitch. It's shit that went down that didn't go as expected. But, we did get certain things done.
Yeah.
And that's always the case, if I remember correctly. Like, we never get everything done.
Yeah, it's never perfect. Never perfect.
But we started and we still are further ahead than we would have been had we not committed,
Right.
So my second joint in line with what Frank Mason is on was my musical goal. And for those of you at home, my musical goal was simply to just get back to making music every day. And some people are like, "What? That seems like a simple thing," but it's not a simple thing when you drive a truck and work 60, 70 hours a week.
Right. It's a whole different animal.
Yeah. And prior to this challenge, I had taken 9 months off music. I hadn't done any music since like maybe October, November of last year. So maybe around the same time, so all I was trying to commit to doing was just like, look, just spend 30 minutes, just spend an hour a day.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter what capacity. You could just be fucking finding drum sounds. You could just be, how it is, cataloging sounds, trying a new plugin, but make sure every day you just sit down with music.
Yeah.
Play a chord, learn something, watch a YouTube video related to music and try to apply it. And so I started kind of getting to this thing where I started bringing my MIDI controllers and stuff on the truck with me. I got an extra set of headphones. I got a mic on there. I got a full size joint. I got, I bring my laptop with me. I got enough gear on there to make music, and it's been on there for a while. But this 90-day challenge, I started like really getting on it. I would like wake up in the morning sometimes and just put in a quick 30 minutes, before I would go to bed at night. If I was spending the night in the truck, I would just try to put in 30 minutes or an hour. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it started kind of slow, but then as soon as I kind of committed to it, shit started really flowing, and I started setting other goals. So I just started, like, I haven't technically, made a beat.
Mm-hmm.
And Illogic knows this. My goal was just to start writing like compositions. So what I started doing is I just start writing, little pieces of music, a minute and a half, things that I would hopefully sample at some point when it's time to make music. And as I got into that, they started coming out fire. And I'm like, okay, now let me see if I can make 50 of these, I'm only in like 31, 32, but everything I'm doing, I really like. And I'm more inspired than I've been in over a year to do music because, the pressure ain't there when I'm just like, just write a piece of music just work on music, as opposed to you got to make a beat, you got to write a song, I ain't trying to do all that, man. But because the music is starting to flow so well now, it's got me back into songwriting mode. And so the last 60, 90 days musically has been really fucking good. And I feel like some of my best stuff as a producer is starting to come out. I'm starting to catch it again. Like, okay, I'm hearing things differently. I'm hearing these chords. I know where this goes. I know how to put these things together. So I'm real happy with that one. That's probably the one thing that I feel like I'm the most, excited about this challenge bringing out was that side of it.
Dope, super dope.
Yeah,
the shit you've been making is,
thank you, sir.
Mwah. Mwah.
Compliments to the chef.
Gourmet shit.
Yeah. I've been cooking up some marvelous shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But what's your second one?
My second one was to find a new crib.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Judging by the background of this video over there, that shit seemed to happen.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
You know, the backdrop, the fly backdrop back there with the shelving and the plants and shit. That wasn't in your basement. The other spot.
Nah, it was not. It was not. But yeah, man. Moving to a new crib. Finally, did that. Been here about a month now.
Yeah.
And with that, like the last couple months at the old crib, I wasn't making no music. I wasn't inspired making any music or anything. And just being here, I really haven't made anything yet. I've been working on the campaign for my record and everything, so I haven't really gotten into music mode.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited to start making music in this new space. And I got rid of a whole lot of records. You know what I'm saying? And so to make space for new shit. So I have been, digging too. And I think it's funny because, I had every record that I had ever bought since I started making music.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
And when I first started, I didn't know what I was looking for. You know what I'm saying? I was just buying fucking records. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that looks cool. Oh. And I got rid of about like 500 records. And now I have an idea of what I want. I have an idea of what, the sounds I'm looking for. I know who some artists are. I know, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm excited to, dive back into making music in this new space. If you follow me on Instagram, I got me a guitar. You know what I'm saying?
I saw the pic. Yep.
Yeah.
Tambourine
got me
joint.
A guitar, tambourine, some little bongos. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really starting to make that transition, pun intended, into really like getting really into music, you know what I'm saying? Like back when I played saxophone, getting back into instruments and everything. So, and I think this new space is really going to help me, with that. So yeah, it's exciting, man. The kids, love the new spot. Wifey loved the new spot. Got a nice little deck in the back.
Let's go.
Fenced in yard.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Like chill it.
Let's go.
You know what I mean?
Moving on up.
Yeah,
to
definitely.
the sky.
Definitely.
We finally got a piece of the pie.
Most definitely.
That's dope. That's dope. So yeah, you knocked that one out. Yeah, you setting yourself up and getting rid of them records. Like I got so many records. I still got all of my original records. I don't think I've got rid of any records since I started. I got like a couple. You know what? Actually, I did get rid of some records. I took some to Goodwill. They wasn't like dope records. It was just like, regular shit that I had already, it wasn't no shit that I could resell. So, but I still need to kind of go through and do some what you doing. But yeah, I feel like what you hit on there too about like not knowing what you're looking for is deep, because every time I change directions creatively, my records all sound different to me. So like, because now I just been focusing on compositions, now I'm like, I need to actually go back and re-listen to some of this shit. Cause I was just looking for loops and just like chops and drums and shit. And I'm like, yo, there might be shit on these records that I totally overlooked.
Right.
Because I wasn't in a place where I was looking for that shit. Now I'm like, revisit some of these records, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what, I mean, the ill thing is like, if you look behind me, like that top shelf, that's all the records I have left.
Yeah.
And you remember my basement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I had mad shelves. Like that's all the records that I have left. And most of it's jazz.
Yeah.
Most of it's my jazz shit. Cause I kept like, I had a lot of Imagine Mall and Ramsey Lewis.
Nah, we ain't selling that.
George Benson. Yeah, I ain't getting rid of this. Not getting rid of those. You know what I'm saying? Keeping that joint. My Quincy Jones collection.
Not selling
You know what I'm saying? Not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, my Bob James stuff ain't.
No, Bob and Ahmad, they staying.
Yeah. Yeah, so Earl Klugh. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know the heavy hitters.
Oh,
you know
I
what
know.
I'm saying?
I know.
Herbie Hancock.
Icons.
You know what I mean?
The icons.
Yeah, the icons are staying on the shelf.
Yeah, you're not
You know what I
selling
mean?
them back.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited to fill up the shelves with new shit.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's dope.
So now I spend a little more money on records than I used to. I don't hit the dollar bin as much.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm hitting that $3 to $5. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta come up.
Now I come back. Now I come back with like 5 to 10 records instead of like 40. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Well, congratulations, man. I mean, it's just moving. So those of you at home, that's 2 down. We got 1 more. And I say this every time we do this, but though we know that there are a lot of people who do these challenges but don't call in. You know what I'm saying? So nothing to feel bad about. We appreciate y'all just participating. And, just continue to do that. And we're going to continue to do these exercises and challenges. And soon enough, you're going to call in because you're going to start getting results. And we would like our listeners, other listeners, to hear your story. Because, me and Illogic doing it is cool. But it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? When you got a whole community of people who are trying to, be the best version of themselves and work on a self-improvement thing. And that means a lot more to us than, me and him. As we said, me and him could talk about this offline all day. But we share it because we want y'all to know that, like, sometimes we have wins, sometimes we have losses, but the goal remains the same, which is just to get better, a little bit better, and challenge ourselves to get to the next level. And so we're going to take a break and we're going to talk about this last one. And we'll be right back.
Quick announcement. Over the last several years, we've been asked many times by the listeners of the show if we would ever open it up to the public for advertising. We've always been interested in this, but we never had the systems in place to make it work properly. I'm proud to announce that we are officially accepting advertising from the public on Super Duty Tough Work. Meaning, if you're a small business owner or an artist and you'd like to create more awareness about your product, service, or release on the Super Duty Tough Work podcast, we're now in a position to do that. For more information, email us at superdutytoughwork@weightless.net. Again, that's superdutytoughwork@weightless.net. Email us there. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you would like to promote, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible to let you know if we think it's a good fit and what the next steps are. Thank you for your time. Back to the show.
What's up, Blueprint and Illogic? My name is Eli. I called the first time you did a challenge after writing a children's book for my son, which I'll circle back to in a minute because all of this connects. And I'll get to this current challenge in a minute too. I do have to flash back because I've participated in the last few that you've done, but didn't end up calling in for various reasons. I almost missed this one too, but luckily, I think hopefully I'm getting this just in time. But so anyway, the book was the first one. The second one was the end of 2020. Mentally, physically, I was just really not in a good spot. And I took that challenge and decided to start running. So I ran every day, a little bit, quarter mile, half mile, just something. And what ended up happening was like I completely fell in love with running. Ended up doing a half marathon with some friends. I've done a handful of 5Ks and like other shorter races since. And then so after that one, the next one was the Health is Wealth Challenge, I believe, which after the first one I was like primed for. So I decided to take that one and try to work on my mobility because I got really into running. Mobility is huge for like being able to do that consistently, staying healthy. Work got crazy. That ended up being like a failure. Like I barely did anything. But what I did notice was that even within that, my baseline was higher. Like what I maybe before would have had a tough week and like not done anything. This time I ran a little bit. I stretched a little bit. I drank more water than beer, cut down on drinking. Flash forward to this current one, still within that vein, I'm working on, decided to work on my strength training because that's something I've been trying to do consistently for the running. Now, my wife and I, we had our second son this summer. So, and he's 4 months old now. So this was in the context of raising a newborn. So I wanted to be realistic. So I just chose like a handful of exercises that I could do when I had 5-10 minutes at a time. I made a chart of it and just tried to do as many of them as I could every day. Honestly, I got to the end of a bunch of days and it was like, man, you've done nothing. So I was like, all right, let me just at least do one or two. So some days it was that, some days I did a bunch. but having that accountability of like that chart in front of me telling me I did nothing made me do enough that once I did get in a better spot, I got into a flow and I've been a lot more consistent with it. So that was this current challenge. Let me just get back to the book real quick that I wrote. The update with that, honestly, the illustration has just been on the back burner for years. I wish I could say I was done. I'm sending you a copy as we speak, but that's not the reality of it. But the book itself is about a character that's stuck in a rut and takes the first step to get out of that, and what happens in the course of the next couple days. So even though the book's not finished, I've lived that since the first challenge, and that's what I did. So the book's not finished. It's important to me. I will finish that, but in the meantime, I've lived the theme that I want to pass on to my kids with this book that I wrote anyway. So in that process, I've lost like 30 pounds, improved my blood pressure, cholesterol, just like all that stuff, and I've found this love for running, and I look forward to continuing to build on that. I really appreciate these challenges that you're doing. It's definitely making a huge impact, as all these messages show. There's probably people out there that are participating and maybe not calling in like I did the last couple times. So I just want you to know that. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Word.
Let's fucking go.
That's fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah. That was a little longer call than the other two, but I just played in its entirety because, people need to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks for calling in, Eli. We appreciate the call. We appreciate you participating in the challenges, and your call is inspiring to us. And I hope to those of you who are at home listening. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right.
We try to do these, man. I think every year you got to have some goals.
Right.
And sometimes you got to get into it a little bit to the year, a little bit, and then you see, okay, what can I do? So after finishing this one now, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I'm sure you as well, Illogic, are probably thinking, okay, the next set of things
Right.
is X, Y, and Z,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not perfect. As we heard on his call, he had setbacks. We just try to do a little bit every day.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's all you can do until you can do
Right.
more.
Right.
Okay, so our last goal is one that Illogic and I both fell kind of short on.
A little struggle.
Yeah.
Bus.
Yeah. Your boys wasn't on this one. Not as much.
Mm-hmm.
So the last goal was our fitness goals.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we had the fitness challenge last year,
we was killing it.
oh my God, your boy.
Destruction.
Like 18 pounds, you lost like 20 some pounds.
Yep, sure did.
Man, we was going to the gym. We was like, let's go. Like, we killed that shit.
Mm-hmm.
This time, man, it didn't work out like that, man.
Not at all.
For me, the first 60 days of this 90-day challenge, my only goal was just to do 100 push-ups a day.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. And then if I got through that, add some sit-ups. I didn't start doing push-ups until like 60 days into this motherfucker. 60 days in. I start and stop. I had like to do them one day, off 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
I don't count that. I'm like, I need to at least get back-to-back days so I can feel like I'm doing something.
Right.
It took me till about a month ago before I really was just like, you know what? I think I got this. And I think I talked about it the week I started on the show about when I really started kind of getting into the rhythm of the push-ups. And so this last week wasn't that good. Out of this last week, 7 days, I probably did them 4.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Which is still pretty good. But the weeks prior, I was doing them pretty much every fucking night before I went to sleep. And I have seen some results. I have seen some tone come back, you know what I'm saying? Just by doing them for a month straight, which is good. But I'm over here wondering, like, damn, if you'd have just started on time.
Right. And kept it up and been consistent with it.
You'd have been right by now. But you know what I mean? I'm just getting started. So, the challenge is technically over, but I'm going to keep trying to do my push-ups because I'm starting to see some results. It took me about 30 days before I could start seeing a little bit of, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing some definition come back, and I'm like, okay, I'm on my way back to where I was last year when we did the fitness challenge, but that one, I ain't going to count that as a victory because I only did like 1/3 of the shit. You know what I'm saying?
still better than me, man.
Yeah. So you never found that gym, huh?
Bro. Like on some, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay. Okay.
know
This is
you
me
are.
being honest. This is me being honest.
Okay, go ahead.
I think over the 90 days, I probably went to the gym 5 times, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like seriously, and not even consistent weeks. Like
once
you know
every
what I'm
3
saying?
weeks, you'll pop in.
Yeah,
there.
like it was something bad, you know. But the one thing, the last month since I've been in the new crib,
Yeah.
because it's, you know, you gotta come by and check it out. But I got a lot more
Yeah.
space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a little spacious. So I have been like doing a few, you know, just personal working out here while I'm working and stuff, just some daily stuff. But really, that's been like, you know, the last 3 weeks or so.
Yeah.
So, you know, I fell miserably, you know what I'm saying, at this goal. But I do think me and Taya actually have been talking about working out here at home a
Yes.
little more, because she starts her new job next week and she's gonna be working from home too. So we'll be here together
Okay.
most of the day. So we're going, because neither one of us have been to the gym. We both was going to the gym super heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like me and her was going to the gym super heavy. Neither one of us been to the gym in the last like 60 days. Easy.
Yeah. It's hard,
So
man.
it is hard. It is hard. It is hard. But yeah, man, I got to get back on it because, you know, like most of my weight is back. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, you know, it's not tight over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been
You know,
yo-yoing
like,
too a little bit. Like I'm looking up at
Yeah.
that spot. Yo, I ain't trying to get there.
Yeah, I ain't
That's-
trying to get all the way back.
Yeah, that's where I started last year. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but it's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah.
Like the last getting into the habit of working out at home. I personally prefer working out at home, but you know, it's tough when you first start. It's and the hard part to me is finding a workout routine that you like,
Right.
that you can do every day,
Yeah.
that don't bore you to death.
Right.
That
exactly.
you know, whereas the gym is kind of, you had to leave, you can get in that zone. It's exciting, got all kind of fucking machines in there you can play with.
Mhm.
And, you know, it's just like a little more exciting. At home, it's just, you got to just be like, look, I'm gonna just knock out these fucking 50 fucking push-ups.
Yeah, you gotta just
done with
you
it.
gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? At
Fast.
home, like, you know, when you leave the crib and you go to the gym, like you're out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna maximize your time
Yep.
that you're there and out of the house. Like when you're at the crib, you know, your bed's there. You know what I'm saying? The couch is there.
Yeah.
The couch is right there. The TV is there. You know,
Yep.
the music equipment is there. Like it's so many other distractions, and you really don't want to work out. You know
No.
what I'm saying? Like you
don't want to.
You don't really want to do it, you know, until you start getting into that mode where it's something that you enjoy and something fun.
Yeah.
But you know, with all the other distractions, you know, the refrigerator, you know what I'm saying? A couple steps away.
That's the
you know
biggest
what I'm saying?
one. That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is-
it's hard, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to get back in. I'll give you a report, you know, in the next couple months, see where I'm at.
Yeah, me too, man. Like one thing I noticed about myself, and you might be similar, the first like 30 days is always the toughest.
Oh yeah, to
Really?
even just get in the mode.
Yeah, and I don't really get excited about working out or like into it until I start to see a little results.
Facts.
Because that first 30 days, you ain't really seeing no real results. Like,
Nah.
you know what I'm saying? Like even me doing push-ups, it took till about 3 weeks. When I got to
Yeah.
3 weeks, I was like, oh, I see a little line coming down my chest.
Mhm.
Little tiny definition under my pec. Okay, now we keep going. You know what I mean?
Right.
Prior to that, you just like
Why am I doing
Why am I
this?
doing this?
Like why am I sore? Why is my body sore? For no reason. I don't even see nothing. Ain't nothing even happening.
I look the same.
Yeah. But my arms hurt.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
My arm is sore to the motherfucker, and I look exactly the same. I'm still fat. I have sore arms and I'm fat. This ain't what I signed up for. You know?
Right.
So yeah, I get it. Those of you at home, it can be tough, especially just now getting back into the groove of things, you know. So I'm hoping to keep it going though, because you know, I worked a hell of a lot this year, and now I'm starting to back up a little bit on the working. I'm starting to kind of fall back, and I talked to my boss just Friday about it. Like, hey man, look, in the coming months, I'm probably gonna not work as much, you know, start taking a little more time off and not going as hard. And he's like, cool, you know, I understand. And that's part of the thing. It's like, you know, you need some dedicated time to put into getting your fitness right.
Right.
Just an hour a day makes a huge difference, but sometimes it's hard to find that hour.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
hard to find 30 minutes sometimes.
Yeah, very tough. You know, because it's always shit to be done.
Right.
Always shit to be done. So, you know, I think I'm like I'll say 2 out of 3 or 2.5, 2.3, 5 out of 3. You know, stars. You know, you probably what would you rate yourself out of the 3 stars?
2.
2 out of 3. Yeah, 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. Yeah, like I don't give myself any credit for the last one. Like I really ain't. I really wasn't, going after that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's on me, but I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing.
Yeah, that's dope.
Your boy was slacking.
Yeah, but you know what? That means you're going to hit it. Next time you do it, you're going to hit it. That shit hard.
Yeah.
That shit's going to work.
Yeah, because I got to get right, man.
Oh,
I got the winter time, you know what I'm saying, to get right for spring, summer. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I'm going to get right. I'm going to get right.
In the fall, you be like, okay,
this
spring,
I'm
going to be looking right in these T-shirts.
Yeah.
When it's T-shirt time again,
I'm
going to be right.
Yeah. I'm going to be walking around in tank tops and shit and feeling confident. You know what I mean? Feeling confident.
Who this buffalo dude over here with his chest all out? Oh, that's Illogic over there. When he get all swole. You know, it's just Dr. Dre on. You know, just buff for no reason. Just buffed.
Right.
You know, so that's it for this week, man. That's it. This is a shorter episode. We appreciate y'all listenership. You know, we thank y'all for calling in and leaving us your messages every time we do this. It inspires us to keep going, inspires us to keep doing these challenges. You know, we as we say, we want to do at least one of these a year. You know, we did fitness ones. We had like 30 days. We did 90 days. Now, you know, we just keep thinking of these things and keep taking them on. So if you're at home, understand you will have many more opportunities to participate. You know, and don't beat yourself up. It's cool if you didn't call in. You know, call in next time. Leave your boys a little message. You know what I'm saying? And let us know how you did. And I think that's it for this week, man. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. You know, but yes. All right, we'll see y'all next week.
Word. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Super Duty Tough Work. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Follow the podcast on SoundCloud. Peace.
Shoot, I got styles already that's more complex that nobody know about. I mean, super duty tough work.